everybody, how's it going? If you're new here, welcome. Today we'll be looking at the Fifine D6 Stream Controller that they've released. This is going to be comparable to a Stream Deck or other stream controllers. We're going to take a look at it, unbox it, see what you can get, check out the software and everything about it. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. All right, and here we go. The Fifine D6 Stream Controller. This is fully programmable, similar to other Stream Decks out there into the world. Right here on the side, we do have a little bit of detail as far as customization, multitasking, complex workflows. Right here on the back, we do have the barcode if you want to scan that to take you straight to the listing on Amazon. Some features such as the 15 programmable buttons, some RGB lighting for the perimeter of the device, and a few other options. But before we go ahead and get into too much of the features and the specs, what we're going to do is go ahead and talk about the tech specs themselves for everything for the device, which does include the 15 fully customizable LCD keys, that RGB ring that does go around the device, and you can change it from solid lights or moving RGB. You do have support for multiple softwares, such as OBS, Streamlabs, Twitch software, YouTube, and others with plugins. It does support Windows and Mac OS. The plugins themselves in the store will provide extra functionality within certain applications, such as Adobe products, OBS, Streamlabs, and of course other ones that are in there. They've got plenty of them to choose from. You do have multiple pages for support, so you can have different workflows, different buttons to go into different pages for, say, if you want Adobe products, Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects. You can have those on there, each individual ones for shortcuts to use different tools. Or if you want to open up programs, you can do that as well to open said applications or to open up your browser or do certain functions on your entire system. And lastly, you can do multiple step flows and macros inside the software. So if you want to use multi-step things that you use all the time, such as opening up multiple programs or multiple actions within a program to do it all at the same time, you can absolutely do that too. But if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to subscribe and drop a like on the video and ask any questions you want down below in the comments. If there's something I don't cover in the video later on, feel free to go ahead and ask me and I'll go ahead and check it out, look it up, or test it out if it's something that I don't show in the video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go back to the main unboxing and let's get into it. But let's go ahead and get back in here and get this unboxed. Right here on top, we do have the manual right here, easy to access. We'll go ahead and pull the top off here and reveal in the packaging the D6 itself. And right underneath, we'll have the USB cable. Peeking underneath this extra bit of foam, nothing left, nothing extra. So we'll go ahead and put this back in, put the top back on, and we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Now for the cable, there's not a whole lot here to unbox, so we'll go ahead and get that out of here. Nice little Fifine branding on it. Love it when they have customized embossed pieces, so it's easy to keep track. Now I do love we do get a dual USB-C with a USB-A adapter, so you can use it on whatever port you need for your computer or what you have available. And then right here we'll have the manual. This will give a good overview of how to set it up. There's a lot more that you can do in the software, but this gets you going. Right here on top, we do have a little bit of the contents, what comes in the box, the actual buttons, and where you can change the RGB, where to plug in the USB. Now, it shows how to connect to your computer, the software itself, how to do some customization to it for the shortcut keys, creating folders, and creating different scenes within those folders. Then we also have some basic functions, some copy, some pastes, creating those different scenes and folders. And then we get into how to connect to OBS using the WebSocket, getting everything connected for it. Then we've also got a little bit of the Discover function in the store, the different RGB modes for if you want solid colors, moving colors, and a little bit of the specifications, resolution for the different screens, and some company information as well. It's not super in-depth, but it gets you everything that you need to know. We'll dive deeper into the software here later, which will go over more customizations and how to use it. But let's go ahead and get this guy out of the bag. Start out here at the bottom. Nothing too crazy. There's the USB-C and the RGB button. And then you can see the opaque border that goes around it. And that's where your RGB will shine through. And a satisfying peel later. Here are the buttons. Again, 15 programmable buttons. All having displays underneath it like all the other controllers you've seen on the market previously. And then we'll go ahead and very simply go ahead and unravel this. We do get a good length on the USB-C. We'll go ahead and get this plugged in so we can take a look at it a little bit before we get into the software. This is what it looks like right out of the box. Fifine at the top. D6 Control Deck. And it just kind of turns off, turns back on. Doesn't really do anything crazy in the current state. Again, this is unprogrammed. This is right out of the box. So the resolution looks really good. Really like it a lot. Then we got the RGB, which we'll check out here in just a second. You can kind of see it gleaming through a little bit, but let me go ahead and turn off one of these lights here. See that a little bit better as it does some breathing, some pulsing. We got some movement on the RGB here going back and forth. We'll go ahead and switch between these a little bit faster on some. We'll start getting into some of the pretty colors. And so it's kind of give it a little bit more, a little bit faster. And now we get into the colors themselves. They have a couple settings, so you kind of have to click through it a couple times just to get there. But now we're starting to get into the different colors. Of course, I got to leave it on green here, but you just click the button, get it to where you want it to be, try out the different ones. That's not needed for the software, so you could just change that manually at any time. But everything looks good. The buttons feel good. They don't feel too squishy like I've had with some other ones in the past. And we'll go ahead and get this thing customized and up and running. So let's go ahead and dive into the software portion. We're going to go into the screen grab. We're going to open it up. First time doing this, and so we're going to do this all together and see what options we have to use in the store, how to customize it, and get some icons on screen. All right, and so here on the blank page, we do have very similar looking UI, and some of the basic stuff we already have already ready to go is for regular OBS. We have Discord options. There is Streamlabs at the bottom. You do have some audio controls, and now you do need to set up the WebSocket for these to work, but I'm going to go ahead and pull these in. And so we can go ahead and see the icons that are here by default. A lot of these options you can set without having to have the WebSocket together, but we'll go ahead and pull a few of these out here just so we can get to see. Website, you can go ahead and put in a title for it if you want, and so you know what this is going to be for, and the link to open. You can select a file. You can open a directory for some of these icons, which again, you can use your own icons or get icon packs. Once you have it looking the way that you want it, then we can go ahead and add some more. You've got previous pages. This is for the actual deck itself. Change brightness, sleep settings, page indicator if you want to know which page you're on. You can even have mouse clicks, the axis, where that click is going to be, which you could probably use these kind of macros in click-based games or things like that if you want to have those macros set. Back into the OBS stuff, you can change your scenes, which scenes you want to go to. You have the audio mixer. You can mute, unmute icons. Discord, same thing. Mute, unmute, deafen. You'll have to link your Discord client, of course. But you could open up text channels, user volume, soundboard. So there's a lot of options that you could have on the fly, but it's going to be a little bit to set up right away. And same for Streamlabs here. You do have more options by default. And if you want more options, we go over here to the store. A little bit of advertisement for the products, which go ahead and grab you some mics, grab some headsets. And then here, we'll go ahead and check out the icon packs. There's not a whole lot of them, but we do have some packs, even for one for Photoshop. Into the plugins we go. You have some weather ones, PC monitoring, if you just want to have that up there, which I think is nice. You can see your temperatures and usage. Voice mod, some news stuff, time tool, some memos to quickly do a note. Extra options for YouTube Live, vMix, Photoshop, PowerPoint, so if you want to use this in the business sense. Some more OBS Studio plugin options. If you need to do a speed test, you can have that at the ready. Blender, After Effects, webcam controls, voice meter, all the good things that you would need for streaming or content creation. And so if you want to set up this, you can. With Discord, you can just do the request authorization. We do have, depending on which device you have, there's the D6, D6 Pro. You can have different scenes here too, and we'll just drop a bunch of these in here real quick. And you could have different scenes to click through. And so if you want to have one for work, one for streaming, you can. And we got a little pop-up here. You can only have certain ones, so come back over here. You got to have more pages, so I'll come back over here where I have more. So we're going to go ahead and add the previous page. And then I'll go ahead and add the next page. And so if you click it in the screen, it also still works. It's not just the buttons. So you can have virtually or physically with the buttons. And you can go back and forth. And so this is where the paging comes into play. We'll go ahead and add the page indicator, which means this is showing them on page 2. Go back over here, move this mouse down a little bit. Go ahead and add the page indicator here. So 1, 2, you know which page you're on. And then, of course, again, if you want to add app openings as far as like shortcuts, you can. Go ahead and click here. So we do have 7-zip selected. And if I wanted to open that, we could. Or if you want to use any other application, you just select it from the drop-down. More specifically, I have the Azeron software here. You can reload the app and set it to default. Or you could, again, just keep making ones. You can have an entire page just for programs and have them click it. Boom, it's open. In settings, we do have reset device, open application folder, reset all devices. We do have some updates, firmwares, so you can make sure that those are up to date. You can adjust the brightness. And then in here, we do have the scenes, which if you want to select anything from your system, you can. And then once you get all your stuff set up, you're good to go to start using it for your computer or for streaming, for applications, whatever. The marketplace has quite a lot of stuff that you can go get more plugins. It's all free. So just go to the App Store, get extra stuff, and then we'll be good to go for that. But in the sense of streaming, you don't want to hear a bunch of button presses and all that stuff. Or if you're in the office, you want to use it that way. It's kind of hard to do that if it's loud. So we're going to go into the sound testing so you can hear what it sounds like with the buttons. So let's go ahead and hear that. Okay, and it sounds really quiet. It's not too clicky. It's a little spongy, but that's what most of these are for the screen. So, you know, you're not just smacking the back of the screen. But it is nice and soft. It's pretty quiet. Now, if you're going to be traveling with it, you got to know how much this thing's going to weigh, right? So they did say in the specs that it was 0.35 on its weight. So let's go ahead and check on the scale and see how that adds up. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing on the scale. It's 221 grams on the nose. And I always love when companies overestimate the weight to where it's like they're saying it's going to be 300 grams, but it's really like 2.25, 2.5 or something like that. And so I always think that's a little bit better instead of being like, oh, it weighs this amount and then it ends up weighing more. Because then, you know, if you're calculating the weight for travel, it can cause a little bit of problems. But let's go ahead and check out the sound meter. We're going to hear how everything has already sounded, right? We've heard that. Now let's go ahead and look at the decibel levels of how loud it's looking to be when it comes to proximity. Now with these button presses, we'll go ahead and try some of these out. We're getting about 45 to 50 decibels, which is not too terrible considering my room noise is all averaging 40. So it's not the worst. It's just a tiny bit more, and that's right next to it. So if somebody's across the room, they should virtually not hear it at all, but maybe just a little sound to go with that. But overall, I think this is a great stream controller. I think that the price is even better on it. It's half the price of the name brand Stream Deck, and it has just the exact same features as the other one does. Maybe the plugins might be a little bit more in depth on the name brand version, but for your general stream use, application, macros, multi-string macros, this thing does the exact same thing. And the fact that it's half the price really, really is nice for the wallet. But if you guys want to check it out, link will be down in the description. If you guys want to check it out, feel free. It does support the channel, so I do appreciate it if you guys wanted to go ahead and grab one. Let me know if you do, and if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. I'll be happy to help, test anything out, and of course, happy to help with any video on the channel. So if you see anything that you like and want to have any confirmation that I don't cover in the video, just shoot it my way. You guys have a great rest of your morning and or evening, depending where you guys are in the world. And until next time, I'll see you soon.